into a child's pose. So either you can do this feet together, knees together, have a little go, stretching the arms out, or you can take your knees a little bit wider. Go with whichever version feels good for you today. Sure, take a nice big stretch out and let your whole body be nice and heavy. If that head finds the floor, you might want to just gently turn your head from side to side, let your eyes close, and just start to focus on your breathing. Breathe in nice and deep through the nose, just into the belly, all the way through this practice. Have a little notice how you're generally feeling, how your body's feeling. And then we're just going to get straight into the shoulders this morning and the side body. So bring your right hand out to the side, just walk it out, bring the left hand next to it. Notice how the sides feel, because this can be different on different days. You can let your head drop down. You could bring your left hand on top of the right hand if you feel like you can go a little bit further, but just let your head hang down, and you really don't need to do anything other than just to breathe. Breathe into that left side. The more you allow the rest of your body, everything you don't need to use, to relax, the more your body's going to just open up for you. Breathing into that left side, just seeing if you can make some space in the side body. Connecting to your breath. So gently bring your hands back over to the middle and rest in the middle just for a breath or two. Notice if you feel a difference in the left side compared to the right. And then gently walk this left hand out to the side. Right hand either comes next to it, or you might be able to bring the hand on top of it. You know your body best, so just go into where you can just, doesn't want to be an intense stretch, it just wants to be a useful one. You should feel that you can stay here for at least 5 breaths. Breathe into the right side of the body. Making some space there, letting your head and your shoulders and your neck be nice and relaxed. Nice, let's walk our hands back to the middle. Walk your hands together, so little fingers are on the floor, hands are pressing together, arms are straight. Okay, just drop your head down. So it doesn't matter, your elbows don't need to be on the ground for this. You just push in through the fingertips, pushing the little fingers into the ground and just getting into your shoulders. So your elbows are actually up. Breathe into your back and your ribs. And gently soften. Let's roll ourselves up onto all fours. Tabletop, knees underneath the hips, shoulders over the wrists, fingers are spread as wide as you can. So you almost want that kind of like you can grip the mat with your hands in yoga. So feet are flat, and let's take some cat-cow. So inhale, lift, exhale, round. Do this at your own pace. Notice how your spine's feeling. Inhale, lift, exhale, round. I don't know about anyone else, but everything hurts this week from training. So move nice and slowly. And it's not fun feeling tight, but my best advice is just to move slowly. Allow yourself to move. Inhale, lift, Exhale, round. Remember, you can just stay in any places that just feel like they might need it. You might even want to take your bum back to your heels and just give your shoulders a stretch. And then gently come to the middle, look over the right shoulder, swing those hips to the left, and then go to the other side. Looking over the left, hips swing to the right. And again, either side. Nice. Slowly come back to the middle. We're going to inhale, take your right arm high, and exhale, you're going to thread it underneath the left arm and just lie on your right temple. Gently press into your left hand and just lean to the right so you get in a nice stretch in the hips, back, shoulders. Breathe here. Let your face be nice and relaxed. Just enjoy tuning into your breath. You can actually stretch that left arm out just slightly in a diagonal if that feels good, and that arm will get a stretch too. Few breaths here. And then if you want to progress from this, you can take the left arm high, soften the elbow, and let that left arm just fall behind the back, over to that right hip. And again, just breathe here into the shoulders. If this feels way too much, just stay in with the left arm out. Okay, inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Push into it. Bring yourself back to center. Lean right. Inhale, left arm reaches high. Look towards that hand, then thread it on through. Come to lie on your left side. So press it into that right hand. So basically you can just kind of push yourself to the left so you can feel that stretch down the back. And again, just breathe in here. Maybe taking this right arm out on a diagonal. Few breaths before you progress. Maybe taking this right arm up. Maybe just letting it fall behind the back again. If that feels too much, stay with that right arm just stretched out and breathe into your shoulders. You can even close your eyes. So your breath is important, even if you're just working with mobility, because the deeper you breathe, the more your body will relax. So the easier it will be to stretch and make some space. So breathe nice and smoothly and deeply. Okay, right arm comes up, right hand comes down. Press yourself up. So for this one, hips want to stay right over the knees, and your hands are going to walk forwards, and then your chest is going to lower towards the floor. You can look forward, and this is just getting into those shoulders. So you can have your hands wherever feels good. Some people like them a little bit wider. So you're just softening that chest towards the floor. Slowly bring your hands up. Nice. Okay, we're going to tuck our toes. You know what's coming. This is so good for the bottom of the legs though. Tuck all 10 toes under, and you might be here, depending on how the feet are feeling, or you might be able to come here. So toes, brace yourself. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Hands onto the legs. So it's up to you. You can close your eyes and just focus on your breathing, which I think is a good option, because the more we move around, the harder it is just to kind of stay present with your breath. And this stretch definitely builds in intensity the longer that we stay here. So just see if you can keep your breath relaxed as it builds in intensity. Is anyone else absolutely boiling as well? It's going to be a hot day. Hot at the start. Staying here with the toes tucked under. It's so confusing though, because I was finding my gloves on Monday morning for work, and then yesterday I was like, where the hell is my sun cream? So confusing. Breathe here. So just know that that intense feeling is building up in your toes and the arches of the feet is going to eventually let it release. So see if you can keep your breath smooth here. Let's stay here for 3 more breaths. Very slowly come forwards. Onto your toes. So feet flat, you might want to do a bit of this. That one's good. If you can bring your feet flat and come to sit back, go for that. If you can walk your hands forward and lift the knees, your front of the legs are going to get a stretch now. You might even be able to come down. You might not though. And then slowly come up. Hands come down. Let's move into downward dog and walk those feet out. Notice how your legs feel. So just give him a good walk out. Just gently pedaling through side to side. Give that head a nod and a shake. And then let your hips just rock from side to side. Gently press into one hand and the opposite foot, just getting into the backs of the legs. And then do the same on the other side. Nice. And then just settle into your downward dog. So as always, you might want to walk your hands a little bit closer, keeping your knees soft. You might want to walk your hands a little bit further. I'd always keep my elbows and knees soft all the way through so my spine can be tall. And then just look towards your knees or towards your belly. Bring your focus to your breathing. On your next inhale, lift the heels high. And as you exhale, soften the heels low. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. Easy exhale. Inhale here, and as you exhale, roll forwards, plank position. So just keeping your belly lifted. We're just going to keep moving through the spine here. So inhale here, and as you exhale, push the hips all up and back, downward dog. Inhale, downward dog, and as you exhale, roll forwards, high plank. Inhale, plank, exhale, downward dog. Inhale here, and as you exhale, roll forwards, nice high plank again. Bring your knees down, bend your elbows, bring yourself onto your belly. Untuck the toes. So bring your feet at about mat distance apart. Hands come next to the shoulders. So a little bit further away actually. Fingertips line up. We want to start by pressing our legs down, then press your lower belly down, and then inhale to lift the chest. And then exhale, slowly come down. Let's do that twice more. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. So bring your hands forwards. Come on to the fingertips. Lift your elbows up to the sky. Again, press your feet down, press your belly down. We're going to lift up a little bit higher. You can have a little move around here as long as your back doesn't feel too tight. So you're pressing into those fingertips, really opening up the shoulders. Inhale here, exhale, come down. Left hand is just going to come next to my chest. This right arm is going to be a cactus arm. Now let's see how tight our chests are. So you want to rest your head down. Start to roll to the right. So we did this one last night, but we did it with our arms straight. This is a lot harder. So your feet can be stacked and you're just pressing into that left hand to get the stretch. My chest is really tight in shoulders, so I can't actually bring my left foot to the ground, but you might be able to. No, I'm going to bring my foot on top of the other. So go to where feels good in your body. I need to do this one more. Breathe deep. Make sure you can breathe smooth and deep. And then slowly come back to center. I'm just going to shuffle over because I've got no room. We're going to do the same to the left. So cactus arm, right hand comes down, head comes down, push into that right hand to roll over. So keep your neck nice and relaxed. Maybe stack the feet or maybe bring one foot behind. Breathe here. And then slowly come all the way back to center. Nice work. Just push yourself up and stretch back in a child's pose. Just have a little check back in. Notice how your body's feeling. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back up onto all fours. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, send the hips all the way from back, downward dog. And then from here, we'll take that crawl. So this crawl is easier if you lean to the left to slide the right foot forward. Then you lean right to slide the left foot forward. And you're keeping your knees soft the whole time. Feet come wider than the hips this morning, maybe even off the mat. Bend those knees really deeply. And then just let your head come down. So your head is super heavy, so it can open up the top of the spine, the shoulders. Let yourself just move around, maybe shaking off the arms. And then grab hold of opposite elbows. And then as you grab hold, bring those forearms behind the head. And again, just breathe here. Nice. And then soften the right knee. Right fingertips come down, start to spin from the belly to the left. So belly first, ribs, shoulder. Look up towards those left fingertips. Breathe here. Maybe letting this left arm just draw up behind the back. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, come forwards. Left hand down. Spin from the belly. Roll the ribs back, roll the shoulder back. Reach that right arm up high. Maybe letting this arm just draw up behind the back. Inhale, right arm reaches high, and as you exhale, fall back down over the legs. Then just heel toe your feet to hip distance apart, keeping your knees soft, just fold inwards. Let your next inhale slowly roll you up. So imagine that you're just stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Your head is the last thing to come up. Then take a nice big inhale, stretch the arms high. And as you exhale, we're going to come all the way back down. And as you fall down, bend those knees nice and deeply. Look in between the knees. Twice more. Inhale, rolls you up. One easy notch at a time. Move at your own pace. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly come all the way down. Nice soft knees. And just gently let go of the weight of the head. One more time. Inhale, roll on up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly come all the way back down, softening the knees and just gently letting go of the weight of the head. Now from here, you're going to bend the knees, inhale, lift the chest, look forwards, and as you exhale, let's step back. Downward dog, so just stepping back, nice and easy, have a little move around. We're going to inhale here, and as you exhale, we're going to come forwards to a high plank. Keeping your toes tucked, we're going to draw up the hips down and open the chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to push your hips all the way up and back, downward dog. Inhale here, and as you exhale, roll forward, high plank first, toes tucked, hips start to come down, shoulders roll down the back, lift the chest. And then again, inhale, lift high. One more time, exhale, roll forwards. Hips come down, shoulders roll back, lift the chest, nicely done, and come all the way back to your downward. Lean left, inhale, right leg reaches high. So right knee comes up to the right shoulder, so reach it up, step it outside the right hand, and then let your hips drop. Have a little rock side to side. So good one to open up the hips, sliding that left leg back. Left knee comes down, onto the left toes, and just have a little move from side to side. So maybe staying here, maybe dropping onto the outer edge of the foot, maybe taking a twist. This can be nice. So pressing into the left hand, spin from the belly, right arm reaches high. If you want to get into the front of the hip flexors, now this isn't easy, you can bring your left heel towards you and you're taking that right hand back. Take your hand on top of the foot, pull the heel in, turn back to the front, even if you're up on the fingertips. You can even come up if you feel like you can keep your balance. Don't do this if this is hurting or it just feels way too tight to come into it. Stay with your hands on the floor and open up your hips. Let's gently release, hands come down, left toes tuck, right toes flex. Let's get into those hamstrings. Nice and slowly, walking forwards, walking back. Nice, walking forwards, walking back. Maybe just walking off to one side, getting into your hips, IT bands. Maybe the other side. You might even want to come all the way back to sit on the heel and just let yourself come forwards. Okay, we're going to come all the way back to the middle. Hands come down, left knee lifts, slide that right foot back into the plank. And then let's do that again. So nice high plank. Start to let your hips sink towards the floor as you roll the shoulders down the back and then push into the hands and the feet. Lift the hips high back to your downward dog. Okay, lean the weight into the right side of the body so this left leg can come up. And then take the left knee up towards that left shoulder. Step it outside the hand. Let your hips sink, let your chest lift, and just start to have a little rock around into your hips. Right knee drops onto the right toes, and then just have a little rock here. So this side might feel different. You might want to roll onto the outer edge of the foot. Right hand comes down. So again, we're spinning from the belly. Reach this left arm up. So either stay here or just stay opening up the hips. There's always a different version for however your legs are feeling. Sometimes this just isn't accessible. So hold on to that right foot if you can. And the hips are getting a stretch at the front. If this feels too much or hurts your knee or anything, please just stay in your twist or in your hip stretch. That's absolutely fine. So tuck in the right toes, flex the left, let's walk back. And then maybe walk on forward. Maybe walking back. Maybe walking forward, just getting into your hamstrings, IT bands if you take your hands outside the leg. Maybe you want to come all the way back and sit on that heel now. Those feet have had a stretch. And then let's crawl all the way back. Hands come down, right knee lifts, slide that left foot back into a plank. Let your hips start to sink. Roll the shoulders down the back, lift the chest. And as you exhale, push into the hands, send the hips all the way up. Okay, we're going to look towards our feet. Bend your knees, start to walk your hands towards your feet. Keep your knees really, really soft. Let go of the weight of the head. Maybe bring your arms behind the legs. That's a good one, keeping your knees soft just to get into the shoulders, the spine, even the backs of the legs. Hands release. Next inhale slowly brings you all the way up. One easy notch at a time. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, arms by your side. So we're going to come into a squat position. If your heels lift up off the ground when you do a wide squat, you can do this with your mat. So we're going to roll it up. The heels are on there. You can roll it up as much as you need, and they're on the sides of the mat, and your toes are pointing out. Okay, you're going to start to sit down. Your knees are shooting over the toes like in a normal squat. That elbow can come to your knees. So just come down as far as you can, keeping your back nice and flat. You can bring your hands to a prayer, and let's just hold here. Have a little rock. Breathe nice and deep. So getting into your hips, noticing how your body's feeling. And then very gently bring one hand in front, one hand behind, slide your legs out. We'll slide that mat out as well, so make sure you come forwards. And we're going to come. So don't know if you have a book or a block handy at home that's about this big, but if we don't have one now, don't worry. We can use it next time. Looks like Lola's been colouring mine in. So we're going to come down and I might order some more of these just for Lean. So if you want any, you can pick one up. They're like £3. They're really cheap. So this is gonna come right at the very bottom of your spine. So not onto your glutes, just that little bit higher. So that kind of bit where you can feel like you can rest in a flat place. Okay, if you don't have one, you're just lying down on your back and we're doing the same thing. So the first thing you can do is just take your legs out. This is for our hip flexors at the front. Okay, so you're just taking your legs out, noticing how your body's feeling, and we're going to pull our right knee up into the chest. So again, like I said, you can do this with the legs, with the back flat. So a really thick book, like a dictionary, would also be fine. You know, something that's a hard book. Relax your shoulders. Because the hip flexors at the front could get really tight. Breathe into your hips. Notice how they're feeling. And then we're going to switch. So right foot comes down, the left knee comes in, hug it in, and then just extend that right leg. So if you do have your hips up on a block, feel that stretch in the hip flexors. My hip flexors are so tight. This actually feels like a nice stretch. It's quite difficult to get into them. We do bridge pose, but if they're tight, chances are you might not lift up that high, which is kind of where I feel it too. Let me know how you get on though. Nice. We might as well do our hips with our hips elevated. So right ankle, left knee. So you can still do it here. Just gently pull back. Hands come behind. Just send me a message if you fancy getting a block, because I will do an order actually for the studio. They're handy. And then slowly come down. Right foot comes down. Left ankle, right knee. Left knee just drops to the side. Slowly come up. Nice. Slowly bring your feet down. So another good one, obviously, is the bridge pose. So fingertips are reaching towards your heels. Feet are hip distance apart. You can lift your hips up. Now, what you can do with this block is turn it. So you could just rest here, and then you will be able to take your arms out, and you don't have to do as much work in the legs. If you're more flexible, you could actually take it this way, which I quite like, but it takes a little bit of maneuvering to get it into the right position, and you're going to open up the upper body a lot, which feels really nice, and the front of the body. So if you don't have a block, it's fine. You can just do a normal bridge like this, lifting those hips up nice and high. So strong legs. Exhale, let's roll down super slowly. Okay, knees come in. Give your knees, a nice hug. And then keeping your knees bent, feet go mat distance apart, knees come together. And then we're going to gently drop our knees to one side and the other side. So again, front of the hips, sides of the hips. Okay, knees fall right. So you might already feel it all down this left side. You can bring your right ankle onto that left knee. Arms come out nice and wide. Breathe here. So any of these that you've noticed today, they might have made you think, oh, I need to do that one a little bit more. Feel free to just, practice it regularly throughout the week. Right foot comes down, knees come up, they fall to the left. Pick up that left foot, place it on top of the right. Feel that stretch all down the right side. Left foot comes down, knees come up, hold your knees into the chest, round your forehead up to meet the knees. You're in this little ball. That'll give the back a nice stretch as well. And then take your hands underneath the knees. You can do a little rock back, little rock forwards. Rocking back and forwards until you eventually bring yourself all the way up. So sit up tall, however feels comfortable. Let your eyes close, let your hands rest down, and let's just notice how our body feels after our yoga practice this morning. And then just once, bring your hands to prayer. Take a nice big deep inhale, fill it all up. Exhale, let it go. Bow your head, bring your fingertips in between the eyebrows, and then very slowly begin to open your eyes. Namaste. Let me know how you got on with all of those stretches. Good one to save for whenever you're feeling tight. Bye, guys. Stay cool. Bye.